What's going on, guys? Mike Butler back with another edition of Fireside Chats with Mike Butler, and this time we're not doing no live stream. It is the first ever edition of Chalked Up. Fireside Chats presents Chalked Up, I should say. That's how I'm going to write it on my YouTube. And what is Chalked Up? Well, we're going to be here with you every week. Different day, probably, but every week we're going to be previewing the week of football to come, NFL. Depending on the day, we'll review the Thursday night football game, which we will do that tonight, and we'll talk a little fantasy and, how Tom Brady can suck my cock. However, before we get into that, I would like to introduce our guest. He is the co-host of Broadcast Notes on Notes, and please give a warm welcome to Jared Schaefer. Jared, how the hell are you?
Mr. Mike Butler, I'm well. How are you, sir?
I can't complain. Fresh off the work grind,
Yeah, I would go with co-host as my official credential.
I like it.
But my name does come first in the title with Jared and Toph. Just remember that.
So you got top bill.
Definitely top billing.
Best. All right. So I don't know where to fucking start. I want to talk about last night's game. So I guess we'll start there since it's the first game of the year. Pretty big, whatever.
There's a lot of chalk to talk.
There's definitely a lot of chalk to talk. First of all, were you able to catch the whole game?
I was not, unfortunately.
I did not either, but I caught the full second half, and I think
that's about what I did as well. Yeah.
That's enough for me to really give a full solid opinion on the game.
Oh yeah, we're gonna break down all 60 minutes between the two of us.
So, I'm pulling up the stats here right now. 42-27, Kansas City Chiefs. It's the biggest amount of points, probably the biggest amount of yards that a Bill Belichick coached team ever given up, from Cleveland to New England. He fucked up last night. Were you surprised?
He sure. A little bit. Maybe not as surprised as seemingly the rest of the country is, because Kansas City Chiefs are a good football team. They got a lot of talent, and I believed in this kid Kareem Hunt, and he showed up last night.
Yeah, he sucks a lot, actually. 42.5 points in fantasy.
42.5 fantasy points in your debut has got to be a record. I'm thinking that's unbelievable.
That's unbelievable. And the way that the game started for him, I didn't see it, but I heard he fumbled on his first carry.
He fumbled on his first career carry after one fumble in 700 career touches in college.
Insane.
That's insane. Like that's out of a script or something. You couldn't write that.
Absolutely. Alex Smith, again, a lot of people, along with Kareem Hunt, I think not a lot of people started Kareem Hunt in their fantasy lineup this week, but enough people didn't to where they're like, what the fuck? And the same goes for Alex Smith. I've seen in some cases Alex Smith didn't even go drafted in a lot of leagues. He didn't get drafted in my one league, and he got drafted in the other one, but sure as shit didn't start.
Same here. He got drafted in one, didn't in the other, but I'm pretty sure he just got picked up in the other league.
I'm sure he did.
That's the best I've seen Alex Smith look in his entire career.
Oh my God, I think that was the best game he's ever played.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. Like, if he plays like that all year, KC might be a force to reckon with.
Dude, and there was some negative with Kansas City's team last night. Not so much performance-wise, but they got banged up a little bit. Eric Berry out for the year with torn Achilles. That sucks.
That's a huge loss.
That's huge.
No fantasy implications, but real life. That's awful.
That's terrible. They were looking at Marcus Peters. I don't know if he's seriously injured, but they were looking at him last night. And then one that directly affects me, Tyreek Hill went off the field limping after his monster game. He got me 24-something points last night.
Yeah, he looked great too. Any definitive word on his injury yet?
No, I haven't heard a thing about him. All I've heard about is Eric Berry, which I guess is, you know, good news if you want to put it that way. But
Yeah. I'm guessing if Tyreek Hill had a serious injury, we probably would have heard about it.
yeah, right, exactly.
But
So,
you're still hoping it's not one of those 2 to 4 week things that lingers.
oh, absolutely not. I mean, who? I mean, yeah, they got Travis Kelce and they got that Chris Conley guy, but really, I'm looking and nobody else really like jumps out at you for Kansas City's offense, I guess. But
Yeah,
now they have
and and having world class speed like that on your offense is a weapon, man. I don't know if you saw the broadcast last night, but they kept playing this like
the Usain Bolt.
like a comparison of like the 2012 Olympics when Tyreek Hill was a junior in high school and he would have finished 5th in the Olympics.
Yeah.
He might be the fastest player in the NFL.
Yeah, and I guess, with that power comes great responsibility. Not to say that line, but I mean, what I mean is like with that speed, you're probably bound to get a few hammy injuries and shit,
Yeah, absolutely. Like running top speed like that's gotta put strain on the muscles that me and you could not comprehend.
Yeah, just a tad bit.
Yeah.
So let's go into the real fucking shithead of the game, and that is one Tom Brady.
Your boy.
No, not my boy.
Not anymore.
No.
Jumping ship on TB.
Well, here's the deal. I was never the biggest Tom Brady fan. I might have been holding some ill will towards him for the Super Bowl,
which is fair.
But he had grown on me probably the past year, just because I don't.
People out there are probably thinking, what Super Bowl are they talking about? We're Eagles fans, we are talking about the Super Bowl where Donovan McNabb choked in the fourth quarter, and the Patriots just pretty much had that game in hand for the most part.
Yeah, that's the one. I forgot that they won so many Super Bowls against so many teams.
Yeah, people are thinking out there like, what team did they beat? What team are they fans of? Seahawks fans?
I'm wearing my Eagles hat, and if they can see me, they would probably be able to figure it out. But good call. But no, seriously, Brady started to
super glued myself too.
Sorry, weird text message just happened. Brady started to grow on me this past year because I don't like Roger Goodell at all. I think he handles shit completely wrong. And I don't know. He's fucking stupid basically. And when Tom Brady, was suspended for 4 games, got just tore it up last year, won the Super Bowl. Fucking, you couldn't help but to feel so fucking good for the guy.
And yeah, what do you go? 27 touchdowns and 2 picks?
28 and 2.
28 and 2.
That's incredible. That's Nick Foles numbers right there. You can't beat that.
Oh yeah, that's straight up Nick Foles quality almost. Yeah. Almost. Tom will get there one day. Tom keep striving. Maybe you'll be on Nick Foles level.
The kid's gonna be all right. But
yeah, but it is really hard for the common fan to like Roger Goodell.
Yeah. So I think as soon as they got Brandon Cooks, I'm like, dude, this guy's gonna fucking tear it up. So I drafted him, and now his performance last night just made me realize all over again, he's a piece of shit. And with my luck, I draft him, and this is the year he's gonna do just fucking pathetic.
Yeah, it was modest and unspectacular, but I think Brandon Cooks will actually be all right.
All right, so let's take a look at this, as you said, like a modest performance here. 16 for 36, 267 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and get this quarterback rating, 35.1.
Oh, is that total QBR or quarterback rating?
That's QBR right there I'm looking at.
So it's a little bit better, I guess, because that's out of 100, not out of 158.
Right. His rating was 70. It says
Which is still woefully below average.
right. Like, in your opinion, is that the worst game you've ever seen Tom Brady play?
Like that's like current Nick Foles.
That's current Nick Foles.
Like he regressed very hard in a year, Tom Brady.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think that the Patriots really have anything to worry about here?
I still don't. I think they just ran into a very solid team, a very well coached team. As much as I hate to admit it, a team full of just a lot of talent, a lot of talent that people look over. I think so.
I agree.
I still think they're going to go 6-0 in their division. The Dolphins, Jets, and Bills aren't going to beat them. So
that's a good point. Yeah,
I still think they'll waltz into the playoffs. Maybe they don't go 14-2. Maybe they go 11-5 this year.
Ooh, shit! Didn't see that.
Hot take, right?
That's what we're doing here on Chalked Up.
They do got a tough schedule. They play the Broncos in Denver. Tough outside of their division because their division schedule's fucking cake for them this year.
Oh, yeah, it usually is. I will say that they do have something to worry about if their defense can't get it together because they looked confused as F last night. And, with Dante Hightower going down, that fucking killed them. That's their fucking leader on defense.
That was the game changer. The Patriots were winning at the time Hightower got hurt. I'm pretty sure it was 17-10 at that time or 17-7, and Hightower went down, and the Chiefs went on 3, 4, 5 straight scoring drives.
And all of them scored by Kareem Hunt, the bastard. I'm going to be taking a little bit of cheap shots throughout the show towards anybody not on my fantasy team. So
yeah, especially that cunt Kareem Hunt. Oh, what?
Fuck that guy. So just be ready for that. I've already hit Tom Brady. I've already hit Kareem Hunt. Probably hit Travis Kelce at some point. We'll see. I don't know. Although he didn't.
I'm actually all right with what Kelce did last night.
Yeah, I'm all right.
I played against him, and he didn't do a whole lot.
So you see, I started him, and see, we're looking at two different aspects right there. So, all right. So you're saying 11-5 for the Patriots potentially, basically.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, it still wouldn't surprise me if they went 14-2 and only lost one game the rest of the season, but. It also wouldn't surprise me if they go the other way. If Hightower's hurt for the year and this Edelman injury looks like it's hurting them more than you would think, because you look at you look on paper and they're like, they still got Cooks and Amendola and Chris Hogan and traded for Philip Dorsett. They'll fill in Edelman. It's always next guy up, but man, that guy brought something onto the field that I don't think anybody else on the Patriots has.
Absolutely not. And, if there is somebody, you sure shit didn't see it last night.
It's just pure grit.
Absolutely. So, let's talk about this Buccaneers-Dolphins situation. And we talked about it a little bit on last night's fucking 3.5-hour Madden stream for some reason. It was only meant to go an hour, guys, but...
You ended up going 3.5 hours last night?
I didn't stop till about 4 in the morning last night.
Holy shit, I missed that. I'm glad I went to sleep at like 1:30. I checked out.
Dude, everybody knows Zimmerman. He's regular on the stream. He's been
Jiu-Jitsu Jim, always putting over Jiu-Jitsu Jim.
He wanted to help me out, and he made some coaching adjustments, and he wanted to see me play with him and see how he did. And I think the games I played while Zimmerman was tuning in, I went like 1-2. So
at least you won one.
I did win one. I beat the Bills. That's right.
Did James's boy Tanner McAvoy catch a touchdown?
He did actually. He's actually pretty solid. I'm not gonna.
Oh baby, 6'5". You can't teach that.
Yeah, but so I don't know how we got on there, but anyway, Buccaneers Dolphins.
Dolphins, yes. Oh, because we were talking about that on stream, yes.
Yeah, right. And yes, we were talking about this little situation. the game's been moved to week 11. Now I'm ecstatic about this because I was supposed to face Jameis Winston, Jarvis Landry this week. Now I'm facing like Sam Bradford and some other scrub, which I'm okay with. But
I would. That's much better.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt went off last night, so it really doesn't fucking matter. Are you surprised that they didn't maybe relocate this game?
Yeah, actually, I am a little bit. Chris Long, the Eagles defensive end, put out there. He's like, I don't understand why they don't just move it to a neutral location and donate all ticket sales to Irma relief, and like that just makes so much common sense. But I don't know what the fuck the NFL's thinking. They're awful corporation wise.
They're really bad. Like
they're really bad. The sport is so fun and so big and so entertaining, but corporation wise, they are fucking evil.
And I think that you just said what I wanted to say about like Goodell, basically. Yeah, it's like so stupid. Like
the owners love him.
Yeah,
it's hard for the common man to love him because he's not making us millions of dollars. Like he's made pretty much every team double in their value in the 10 years he's been commissioner.
Yeah.
15 years or whatever it's been. Like
it's been a while.
Like the NFL's worth like $3 billion now. It was worth like 1.5 when he took it over.
Damn. Are those like true stats right there that you got for me right there?
They're close. I wouldn't quote me on it exactly, but I've heard these numbers and they're stored somewhere in the back of the brain. Hope I pulled them out of the right spot.
Why not relocate it? I just don't understand it. But now they're looking at how many straight weeks of football for those two teams. Like, I guess it'd be 16, 17?
At least 16. But I mean, both teams have aspirations and legitimate chances to make the playoffs. Dolphins were a wild card team last year. The Buccaneers just missed the wild card and reloaded their offense and looked really good on paper.
Yeah. The Buccaneers are probably, if I had to pick in that division, I would not be surprised if they won that division. I don't think
that division is so open. I wouldn't be surprised if they won it or finished in like third or fourth, honestly. Because the Falcons are still good. The Panthers might surprise people.
I forgot the Falcons were in that division. I was thinking of somebody else. But all right, so like I will say this. I'll say that the Bucs will probably be a wild card team this year. I love
on paper they have easily enough talent to win 10, 11 games and make the playoffs.
I freaking love their offense. Mike Evans, Deshaun Jackson, Jacquizz Rodgers, however you pronounce that, and then Doug Clark comes back. That's going to be a solid off. Oh, and that Jameis Winston guy too.
That Jameis Winston guy and the tight end they drafted from Alabama looks like a stud.
Yeah.
O.J. Howard. And I really like their coach. Have you watched any of the Hard Knocks series on HBO?
No, I haven't. I didn't.
I would strongly suggest that.
That's awesome.
They followed the Bucs around. I think there's 5 episodes of it.
Yeah, I watched I think the Rams happened last year. I think I watched a little bit of that.
Yeah, that was the Rams last year.
So then you said the Dolphins could potentially make the playoffs. How since we don't have a game to predict for them, why not? Let's just talk about how we think Jay Cutler's going to do this year for the Dolphins. Do you see that? You see them? You see him leading the Dolphins to the playoffs?
I would have to look at their schedule. I don't have that on hand, but they have a lot of talent around him. If Ajayi can stay healthy, if Devontae Parker looks like the real deal, honestly, he as hard as it was to watch, he made Ronald Darby, who's our number 1 cornerback, look awful in the preseason.
He did.
So and Cutler's back with his guy, the guy he had his best seasons under in Chicago, and Adam Gase.
Yeah.
So if he's not a fucking complete idiot like he's been in the past and limits his turnovers, their defense and Ajayi can win them 9 games again.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see 9 games for them as well.
I mean, they snuck into the playoffs last year with Tannehill missing the last 2 games. Matt Moore still got them there.
That's true. True.
And I would take Cutler over Matt Moore, as hard as that is to admit.
Yeah, I'd probably do the same thing. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's move on. We're gonna get into these predictions now, and we're also gonna just preview some of these games. Now, figure, why not we just make it a game a little bit? Maybe we'll have you on again next week, previewing week 2 as well as going over week 1 and compare our predictions here. We'll probably do. Probably do. Say like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do 8. Do 8 games.
All right, I'm gonna get pretty competitive. If I lose this, I'm gonna try to hunt you down and tackle you.
Fair enough.
Maybe I'm just gonna show up to Wawa, order a hoagie, get in a 4-point stance, and then strip you from behind.
You'd be giving a show to everybody. That'd be awesome. I guess we'll go in time order that I have it here, and we'll do the 1 o'clock games that I've picked out. And of course, I'm gonna have to start with Eagles, Redskins. I'm gonna be unbiased. I'm gonna be completely unbiased. I mean,
All right.
I'm gonna try and be completely unbiased. So 1 o'clock.
I usually try to be, but subconsciously I know I'm probably like, all right, yeah, maybe I'm not giving. Maybe if I wasn't such an Eagles fan, I wouldn't think that.
Right. So, based off what I'm looking at on ESPN, Redskins are favored. I don't have like a line, like a betting line. I have like percentage, and ESPN has them at a 53% chance to win that game. Pretty even.
Yeah, I'm currently looking at the Pigskin Pick'em page as well, with the percentage of people picked, and people picked the Redskins to win 54% of the time, which is by far the closest game this week.
Absolutely, yeah. So, Redskins. I try to follow everybody in the division. From what I understand, or from what I've heard, they're supposed to be the fucking basement team this year because of the whole situation going on with Kirk Cousins, the fact that they lost Deshaun Jackson, they lost Pierre Garçon.
Yeah.
They have Terrell Pryor, great, but in my opinion, I don't think he's going to be as good as he was last year.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that.
But yeah, I heard people saying that they're just like a dumpster fire of an organization now, and I don't know if you heard any of that stuff.
I've definitely heard that. That might be true, even if the product on the field is better somehow.
Right. That's what I was. Yeah,
because the organization looks terrible, but I mean, Kirk Cousins still a pretty good quarterback. They got some talent.
Yeah.
Jordan Reed's a hassle. The Eagles have always been terrible at stopping tight ends, and Jordan Reed is no different.
Right. But yeah, that's what I was getting at. Like, as bad as an organization that they may be, they got some fucking talent, and they're not going to make it easy for the Eagles this week. Speaking of the Eagles, on the other hand, what they do this week? They didn't do anything this week, right? Let's talk about some of the guys that they kept off of the when they cut down to 53.
Yeah, they kept 5 running backs. Huge surprise.
5 running backs. How
5
the frick are they gonna do this? Like,
I don't know. Maybe one of these phantom injuries happens, and they IR Donnell Pumphrey for the year.
Okay, could do that.
I've heard rumors of that, just stashing him, and even if he's not hurt, just stashing him on the injury spot so you don't have to use up a slot on the roster.
Okay, that's interesting. If they say don't do that, I mean, this has to be a running back by committee team.
Yeah. I understand the thought process behind it because the Garrett Blunt looked terrible and out of shape in preseason.
Yeah,
I trust he'll get it together a little bit come regular season.
I wouldn't even use him other than goal line situations.
Yeah, I mean that's all it might come down to for him, like 4th and 1s, 3rd and 1s, and then inside the goal line.
Yeah.
And then you know Sproles isn't an every down back. He can handle 25 touches a game.
Yeah, exactly.
And Smallwood's shown no signs of being a tank. He's been pretty banged up throughout his career.
True.
Well, he looks talented, and then that kid Corey Clement, you couldn't cut him. You try to practice squad him, another team signing him right away.
Now you say that. Now I watched all the preseason games. Are you saying that because he showed you something in the preseason?
Yeah, he really did. He looked awesome on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Not that this is like really related, but I guess it kind of is. I have a separate franchise in Madden that I don't stream, as with the Eagles, and Corey Clement is my starting running back, and he is tearing the shit off the ball. Like he's a beast in it. I would love to see this season go to Corey Clement and just have him have such an unexpected rookie. I love that story. An undrafted rookie makes the 53-man roster, fucking just has like a solid year. I'm not even asking for rookie of the year. I mean, just a solid year.
Yeah. Like he almost reminds me of Carell Buckhalter when he was here.
Okay.
Like Carell Buckhalter went to a big college, went to Nebraska, and Corey Clement went to Wisconsin. Guys that were banged up in college, but were still very productive players when healthy. So slipped in the draft or went completely undrafted in Clement's case, and clearly have the talent to play in the NFL.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I think the Eagles might have found a gem there. So.
Oh, I'm hoping.
So there's a lot of question marks at running back, and you have to keep a guy with the upside like Clement.
Yeah. Looking at the injury report for this game, Eagles have no reported injuries, which sweet.
Which is sweet, but a little surprising. I thought
surprising, yeah.
Sure, I thought for sure Nick Foles would still be on the injury report.
Dude, I'm wondering if he even dresses this weekend, man.
We haven't seen him take a single snap.
Right. How many people dress for the game? 46?
I think it's 46 now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But I mean, I guess he has to dress. They're only carrying 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah. They don't have. I mean, they did sign somebody to their practice squad, so maybe in case of emergency, if Foles can't go, Nate Sudfeld dresses.
You said Nate Sudfeld?
Nate Sudfeld, who we actually talked about on stream once because you were playing the Redskins and Kirk Cousins got hurt and Nate Sudfeld came into the game.
That's right.
He did not make the Redskins roster this year, and the Eagles practice squadded him.
How about that? Redskins injury report, 3 people. Probably the biggest name, though, Jamison Crowder.
Questionable?
Yeah. It doesn't say, though, what it is.
I think it's a quad injury.
I would assume so. Wide receivers usually have that quad issue.
It's either like a quad or a hip.
So, think about that. With him out, and then that leaves you just Terrell Pryor and Jordan Reed. But that's if he's out. And who the hell? And I don't mean to like bash any Redskin fans or me not paying attention to their team, but who the hell is their running back? Robert Kelly.
Yeah, Rob Kelly, Fat Rob, they call him. Fat Rob.
All right. So before we predict the game itself, I want to hear like one bold prediction for like an individual person in this game, or like something that you think is going to happen in this game individually, not so much result-wise. Like, there's somebody that's going to go off or somebody who's going to disappoint.
That's a very good question. I kind of have a feeling Zach Ertz is the guy to look at this week.
Okay.
So my bold prediction is he goes over 120 yards this week and at least one touchdown.
120 yards and one touchdown.
120 for Zach. I feel like if Josh Norman's going to shadow Alshon all day, they have nobody to cover Zach Ertz.
I love it.
And Carson has proven time and time again he loves throwing to that man. So
yeah, his favorite target.
I think it's time for 87 to break out this year.
87 or 86?
86, whatever his goddamn number is. Or the other tight end. One of the tight ends.
Okay. So a tight end is going to have 120 yards. We just don't know which one.
Which one, yeah.
I'm going to stay on the Eagles' offense, right with you. I'm going to call Torrey Smith is going to have 2 touchdowns in this game. How he's going to get them, I don't know. But he's going to have 2 touchdowns overall in this game. And let's go prediction right now. Eagles-Redskins.
I love that, by the way. I love that Torrey Smith call, by the way. I can totally see that happening.
Yeah, I love it. Eagles, and also I'm doing it because, I'm starting them this week.
Bashad Breeland can't run with him. I think and Peterson has shown he's very aggressive, almost to a fault, going for it on fourth downs and shit. But I think he'll take a couple shots at Torrey early.
And it worked in that Miami game,
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to call this one, and I'm going to say it's a defensive battle. I'm going to say 17-14. I'm going to go with the Eagles.
17-14, and Torrey Smith scores all their points.
Both touchdowns. That's right. That's right.
I think, unbiasedly, I think the Eagles are better on paper. I think if they show out on Sunday, they're going to win it somewhat handily. I'm going to say 28-17.
Ooh.
I'm going to say by 11 points. I'm going to say they're going to get 4 touchdowns. Redskins defense doesn't scare me.
Yeah, they don't really. I mean, they got Josh Norman, but that's like, come on.
I just don't want this to turn into a shootout. We've been known to lose shootouts, at least in the Chip Kelly era.
We do. That's a good point. We really suck at those shootout things.
Yep.
Moving right along to the AFC. And I picked this game solely based on what we've talked about on the stream and the fact that the Jets are one of the teams. So we got the Jets and we got the Bills. I took your advice and I picked up Tyrod Taylor and I dropped Eli Manning. I am starting Tyrod Taylor this week.
All right, I like it.
Yes. And
if the Bills get shut out this week, wasn't my fault.
What's that?
If the Bills get shut out this week, definitely wasn't my fault.
No, that's all good. So the Jets, man. So they're going with Josh McCown. Is this a real thing? That quarterback?
It unbelievably is. Like, I can't believe a McCown is still starting in the NFL.
Right. Yeah. Man, there's nobody better that you could sign out there. Like, I know, whatever the deal is with Kaepernick, but you could give him a shot. They're not even giving him a shot.
Which is ridiculous.
I feel like it is, just a little bit,
Like, he's better than all 3 of their quarterbacks combined.
Yeah. And it's like, I feel like everyone expects them to just be terrible this year. Probably the worst team in the league. And they know that, so they're just going with that.
They're taking a page out of Sam Hinkie's book in Philly and just straight tanking.
They're going to try
trust the process.
Yeah, they're going to try and start their own process. Meanwhile,
like, seriously, on paper, it might be the worst offensive team I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, who is their best offensive player? Bilal Powell, I guess.
Bilal Powell, yeah. I mean, if Matt
Who,
Forte can
who,
still go, he might be. Um,
I mean that's kind of sad when a 32-year-old Matt Forte is your best player.
yeah, and then they just traded their probably arguably their best defensive player for an average wide receiver in Jermaine Kearse.
Which is just shows how desperate they are. They didn't
Yeah.
like that's unbelievable.
Like they're am I wrong in saying that it's probably their best defensive player in Sheldon Richardson? Like, am I missing somebody?
Amongst their top two, it was Sheldon Richardson and Muhammad Wilkerson up front.
Right. There you go. Yeah, so this is a desperate ass team. And man, I would love to know the fucking thought process behind the decision makers of this. Like I really, really would.
It all went downhill when they took Geno Smith like 11th overall.
That shit backfired. Where's he at now? The Giants, right? I feel like he's on the Giants. I don't know.
Yeah, I actually don't know where he ended up.
No idea. But yeah, like shit like that. Like, yeah, and you can even go back further when they drafted Mark Sanchez. They've been terrible. They've been bad for like a while. It's just now everyone's taking notice because the Browns got their QB of the future. So now it's like,
at least they think so, yeah.
Who has no QB? Oh, the fucking Jets. They suck. They've sucked for a while, in my opinion.
Like McCown, Hackenberg, and Petty, like legitimately, those are three quarterbacks that don't get drafted in Madden.
Yeah.
where GMs are actually smart.
Yeah. Moving along to a more entertaining team in Buffalo. Tyrod Taylor, LaShawn McCoy, Jordan Matthews, Sammy Watkins. God.
Sammy Watkins got traded.
Oh, my God. Shit. That's right. I don't know why I said Sammy Watkins. He's in L.A. Wrong.
He's in L.A. now. But I do have stock in this game. I do have Shady McCoy on a team. And as most people should do out there, I drafted the Bills defense this year because I knew they were playing the Jets in week 1.
Oh, you bitch.
So pick up whoever is playing the Jets every week because McCown or Hackenberg are bound to throw 2 or 3 interceptions per week.
I did that last year with anybody who was facing the Browns, and that fucking worked for me.
Yeah,
it works. It really does.
It really does. Like the Browns went 1-15 last year. As long as you avoided that one win, just pick up whoever's playing the Browns.
It's great. It's great.
So like there's a short list of those teams, and the Jets are definitely at the top of that list. But
yeah,
say if the Jets are playing the Patriots defense are owned in every league, then I'm looking at whoever's playing the Niners, whoever's playing the Browns.
Jesus Christ.
Rookie quarterback. That's the way to do it.
It's a great strategy. And for anybody just starting fantasy football or just sucks at fantasy football and can't realize, like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Well,
give me a call. 215. No.
Wait, don't do it. All right. So, yeah, a lot of offensive weapons on this Bills team. Potential there. Do you think Jordan Matthews is going to make a name for himself in Buffalo? Or do you think this is a one-stop shop and he's off to another team next year? How do you think his season's going to play out with Tyrod Taylor at QB?
That's a good question. I'm actually very interested to find out because I was a Jordan Matthews believer. I was a truther. I backed him up.
Even after everything, like you were still backing him this year?
Yeah, I was still backing him coming into this year. Yeah, I still wanted him on the team this year over Nelson Aguilar for sure. But I agree with the trade they made. The trade they made, I would absolutely do over again in a heartbeat. You need a cornerback.
Yeah.
And you have the depth to replace Jordan Matthews, at least on paper, if Aguilar and Matt Collins can replace his production. I don't know how great Matthews will do there. Tyrod Taylor is not really the kind of guy that throws to possession receivers, which is what he is. But Sammy Watkins had the most success there, and he's obviously a deep threat.
Yeah. Either way, I feel Jordan Matthews, he's not going to have as many touchdowns as he normally does. I think the Bills obviously run first offense. I think LaShawn McCoy is going to have another great year. Probably, I feel like it'd probably be up there with his best.
I think so too. I think it'll definitely be better than last year. Like, they had a really good backup last year in Mike Gillislee, who got 8 rushing touchdowns himself as a backup. They don't have anybody that talented behind Shady.
Nope. They got nothing. They got nothing.
He's going to get a lot of carries this year. I'm super excited that I have him on a fantasy team.
Yeah, you're fucking lucky. You are fucking lucky.
As long as them groins and hamstrings of his stay intact, because he's been known to get a couple muscle injuries here and there. But
on this matchup predictor, not surprising, and if anything was surprising about it, I'm surprised that it's not more of a percentage for Buffalo, but 75%, I guess, of people think Buffalo is going to take this victory.
Or is that the ESPN like chance of victory? 75% chance to win the game.
It says matchup predictor.
I think that's what that is. Yeah.
So that's 0.2% is a tie. According to ESPN's Football Power Index, whatever that is.
Gotcha. Because I'm in a pick'em league and I have that page open, and it has the national percentage picked of teams. So based on the pick'ems, 90% of the nation picked Buffalo.
Yeah.
It's 90-10. It's not the biggest blowout of the week though. That is the Steelers over the Browns. 97% of the people picked Steelers. 97% to 3%.
97%. Love it.
More people think the Jets have a chance to beat the Bills.
I wouldn't necessarily say that, and the Steelers and Browns are actually one of the games that I'm gonna probably talk about.
Good. That's what I did want to talk about.
That's one you didn't want to?
No, that's one I did. Definitely.
Okay. Yeah. So it's funny. I'm reading this little summary that they have up on the website, and it says this is one of few games that the Bills will be favored to win this year. And I'm thinking, well, how bad is their team actually?
The Bills aren't very good.
Right. But yeah, 75%. Injury report, nothing necessarily crazy. For the Jets, you got a linebacker, Lorenzo Malden. He's on IR. Jordan Leggett, he's a backup tight end. He's out. For the Bills, Tyrod Taylor's questionable, which probably means he's going to play. They're always questionable, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just got cleared. It's because there's no more probable designation.
Oh, is that why? I did not fucking know that. See, this is why you're on the show, dude.
Yeah, no more probable. You're either questionable or you're removed from the injury report. So I would look some point today, being Saturday morning, that he'll probably get completely removed from the injury report.
See, that works. Guys, honestly, there's really no way to put this. I think the Bills will take it, obviously. If I had to pick a certain standout star, I guess, only because I'm starting him, Tyrod Taylor throws 3 touchdown passes and rushes for 1. That's what I'm going with.
I like it.
Bills in a blowout. I'm going to say 45-10.
I love that. I'm going to say 35-0. I want that. I want that donut.
Love it.
I want that donut. Marcel Darius is going to get me like 3 sacks. Lorenzo Alexander's getting a pick 6, maybe 2. Definitely taking a couple kicks back. I'm thinking Bill's defense scores me Kareem Hunt level tomorrow, 42 points.
Shut up. That's great. All right. We are zipping through this. Falcons, Bears. I did want to talk about this for a little bit. I did. Falcons Bears.
If the Falcons are a team I like. Obviously, diehard Eagles fan.
Yeah.
But the Falcons I kind of root for each week. Matt Ryan's a local kid. They got some players I like. I love Julio Jones. Watching him play is a lot of fun.
So I'm worried here, and I'm only looking at it historically. And the team that loses the Super Bowl necessarily doesn't do too hot the next year.
It's very true.
Some exceptions, but I feel like that loss in the Super Bowl is going to carry over this year, and I don't think Atlanta is necessarily going to have a great season. I really don't.
That's bold. That's mighty bold because they have a lot of talent.
They do, and I'm not judging them whatsoever. Like I am judging them, I guess, but I'm not saying that they don't have a lot of talent. Like, Julio Jones probably the best receiver in the game. Maybe
when healthy, he's healthy. You can't cover him. How do you cover a guy like that?
You can't. Matt Ryan, I don't think he gets enough credit as a quarterback, even though he just won MVP. He did win the MVP last year, right?
I believe so.
I think he did.
I should probably know these things.
Yeah, so should I. I mean, sorry guys, whatever. No, but so let's just say he won MVP last year. Other than that, I don't think he gets enough credit.
Yeah, up until last year, he definitely didn't.
Oh yeah, it says it right in front of me. He was named NFL MVP.
Last year was the first year he finally started getting the recognition.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like it should have came like a while back. Granted, last year was by far his best year ever.
Yeah, but it's not like his first 5 or 6 years were complete crap. He was pretty close to those years.
Right.
People should have saw that one coming.
Yeah, they should have. ESPN has them at 63.8% to win this game. Talking about the Bears, they're kind of, I don't want to say they're in a jet situation, but
how bold are you going here? You saying the Bears are beating the Falcons? Is that what we're getting at?
No, please.
You saying the Bears are blowing out the Falcons?
No,
Mike, come on, man.
Come on now. No, I'm not saying that. They got this.
You're saying Mitch Trubisky's throwing 500 yards on Sunday? You're crazy.
7 touchdowns, 500 yards. Mitchell Trubisky. Let's talk about the kid. Did you watch the draft this year?
Of course I did.
Yeah.
I went to the draft, not the first round. The first round was a little tough to get tickets to. Yeah. Not the second or third round either because I was doing something. But went to like the last day and don't even remember who the Eagles picked. Shelton Gibson?
Maybe. Yeah. Is he not on the team? Is he on the team?
He made the team. They kept 6 receivers.
Mitchell Trubisky, drafted. Nobody liked that idea, apparently, in Chicago. Nobody wanted that idea.
that got booed pretty hard.
Yeah, I don't know what their deal is, but whatever. He's not gonna do anything special in this one. It sucks because he's facing Atlanta, defending NFC champions.
I'm not even sure if he's starting week 1.
Who the fuck would they have if he doesn't?
They have Mike Glennon, and
they do.
Their head coach kept saying that Glennon was going to start week 1, but then kind of changed his attitude in the last week of the preseason, and he said, "Hey, we'll make a decision on who starts week 1 when it gets here."
Well, then, if that's the case, then I think they should definitely start Glennon. Not Trubisky.
Why throw him into the fire right away?
Exactly. Like
just because he did look good in the preseason, and he really changed the tune of the fans. The fans were not down with that, and by the end of the preseason, the fans were clamoring for him to start.
Yeah. I wouldn't throw him into the fire like that. It's unfair. It sucks. You
There's a
know,
lot of pressure.
do what the Eagles did and start them against the Browns if you have.
Yeah.
You know, that's or the Jets. You know, injury report. Nobody really of importance on Atlanta. I've actually never heard of any of these guys: Leroy Reynolds, Ryan Hill, Terran Ward, and Austin Passenger, a guard. I don't know. For Chicago, the big name that comes out for me, well, two of them, Marcus Wheaton is questionable, and Prince Amukamara, doubtful. So
They're losing a starting cornerback, and who the hell's going to cover Julio Jones on Sunday?
Nobody. He's just going to be in all the time.
Yeah, nobody. If I'm playing DraftKings or Daily Fantasy, that might be my number one guy on every lineup.
Okay. I'm going to just start right now with my bold prediction and say Julio Jones, 60 fantasy points, and
60 burger in week one.
I'm gonna win week one because of that. That's
he did something close to that last year, ridiculously close, where he put up 300 receiving yards.
Yeah, he did. This could be it. No, but in all seriousness, for the Bears, their season probably 5-11. I'll say I'll put them at 5-11. The Falcons, what'd they go last year? Do you remember?
I think they went 13-3.
13-3. I wanted to say that too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna knock them down a game. I'm gonna give them 12-4.
I think that might even be a little generous. I think their division's tough this year.
Yeah, it is, but I think they're gonna be one of those like few exceptions, I guess. I mean, they have the talent to do it. That's what I'm basically saying. They have the talent to get back to where they want to be. But I'm gonna be generous to them. Give them 12-4. I don't think they're gonna go for a deep playoff run though. I think they'll lose in their first playoff game. And but as far as this week, as far as the here and now, Falcons will win this game to 31-10. Oh, I'll say 31-10.
Yeah, you might be spot on with that. That's a very, very fair prediction.
Yeah. Your thoughts?
I'm gonna say 34-7.
Oh, very nice. Very, very.
I'm gonna give them an extra field goal and take one away from the Bears. The Bears will probably score in garbage time or something. But
right. Alrighty. Now moving along to the big game that you want to talk about. Steelers-Browns.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now, I've talked to people, and they've asked me, if the Eagles didn't exist, who'd my favorite team be? And I'm a homer. I'm from Pennsylvania. Now, this only applies to football. This does not apply to NHL. But
Thank God. I would have had to leave the podcast immediately.
I'm a big Steelers fan. I love Big Ben. I think he's another one that never really got the credit he deserved when he grew up NFL wise in a time where Brady and Manning were both hitting their stride.
And he was like the young guy that kind of went under the radar.
Yeah, rookie year led the Steelers to the AFC Championship. Second year
win the Super Bowl.
You know, he never gets talked about in that conversation. And yeah, he doesn't have the numbers that Manning or Brady put up, but as far as leader wise goes, I think he's one of the best on the damn field.
Absolutely, and his numbers aren't too shabby either.
That's right. His numbers aren't too shabby. They ain't Manning and Brady, but
I mean, he's got a lot of W's under that belt.
Damn right. What piques your interest in this game?
It's got to be Deshaun Kaiser.
Yep.
It's got to be the rookie quarterback, and Pittsburgh is historically bad on the road in the last 4 or 5 years. For whatever reason, they're just terrible on the road.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think this is a big, obviously by the spread of how many people picked it, like a suicide pool pick.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody's taking the Steelers. Personally, I'm avoiding that. I wouldn't surprise me if the Browns gave them a game.
Wow.
Not going to say they're going to win, but I say Pittsburgh maybe a little lackadaisical at first. Le'Veon Bell hasn't been there all preseason. It's not like you can straight expect him to go ball out and be Le'Veon Bell 100% day one. Dude hasn't played. Dude had 3 practices when the rest of the league has had hundreds.
Mm-hmm. So ESPN has their matchup predictor at 73.9% for Pittsburgh. Honestly, I feel like that's giving the Browns almost too much credit.
Yeah, maybe, but maybe ignorance is bliss too with Kaiser. Like if this game was in Pittsburgh, 100% Steelers. Nobody in the fucking country should pick the Browns in that. But maybe they simplified the playbook enough to just let this kid go out there and fucking throw the ball around, see what happens. Maybe score some points on this very average Pittsburgh Steelers defense.
Yeah. How do you think Deshaun's gonna perform here? Do you think he goes off? Do you think he's mediocre? Do you think he shits the bed?
I think he's mediocre from a NFL stand wise. I think he might surprise you fantasy wise though. The kid's athletic. He can run a little bit.
He can run. Okay.
So while he might throw a pick or two, he might get you another 50, 60 yards on the ground on a big play or two.
Right.
And
yeah. We got with Pittsburgh, Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Bryant, Martavis Bryant, the other receiver, Antonio Brown, Martavis Bryant. Is he allowed to play? Has he been?
He officially got reinstated sometime early this week or last week.
Okay. So that's another weapon Ben has, and he's been suspended for a damn year, right?
Yep, whole year last year. Oh, I'm 100% starting him in my fantasy lineup too.
Absolutely, right? Like before he got suspended, he was great.
He's a freak athlete, that kid.
Are you kidding me? So I think the Steelers are going to tear it up, and I'm not going to call it a blowout. I might be giving Cleveland a little bit too much credit here, but I'm going to say 27-24 Steelers, and I'm going to say Martavis Bryant will have over 100 yards and a touchdown.
I love it. I love that prediction so much. Close game. Martavis kills it. That would be beautiful in my opinion.
And how about for you, sir?
Yeah, I say the Browns keep this interesting for a while and maybe go into halftime with the lead, but I don't think Kaiser can close something like that out. And I say the Steelers win it 27-20.
Nice.
With the ball in the Browns' hands to have a chance to tie the game, they just don't get the job done. 27-20 Steelers.
All right. Very nice. Okay. So, only one other game I really want to get into.
I hope it's the game I'm thinking of.
Well, how about Giants-Cowboys?
Oh, well, that would be it too. But I think there's one more that needs to be talked about. The marquee matchup of the week, I would say.
Oh, are we looking at Seahawks-Packers?
Seahawks-Packers is a big week one game.
Yeah, that's the. Is that the first time they've played each other since the Fail Mary?
Yes, it is.
Oh man, how do you think that's gonna go?
I feel like on paper they're the two best teams in the NFC.
Really?
If you're counting out the Falcons a little bit because of their deep playoff run and it is tough coming back from a Super Bowl loss. I don't see who's better than the Seahawks and Packers in the NFC.
Right. Man.
Especially the Seahawks again. Like, I know they don't have the greatest weapons on paper. Like, Doug Baldwin doesn't jump off the page to you, and Eddie Lacy still hasn't proven anything in the last couple years. But their defense is who's going to score more than 17 points on them?
Nobody, I guess. You're right.
They were already one of the best defenses, and then added Sheldon Richardson for a guy they were going to cut.
Yeah, good point. Very good point. Yeah, this is going to be a great game. This has Joe Buck and Troy Aikman written all over it, though.
Yeah, I would assume they're on that game.
I'm going to go. What do they have them? 62% Green Bay favored. I was going to go Green Bay. And
yeah, this is where we differ for the first time, Mr. Mike Butler. I'm saying the Seahawks go into Lambeau and upset them. I know it's not a huge upset. I'm sure the Packers are only favored by 3 points, but
yeah,
I'm saying the Seahawks win that game.
All right, how about that? First difference.
And Aaron Rodgers has historically been known to be a slow starter and then just tear it up whenever he feels like flipping the switch.
Whatever. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to kill it. He's going to figure out the Seahawks defense. Just enough, though.
I like it. That's going to be a fun one. I'm sure we'll be texting back and forth during that one.
It's going to be banging. All right. Real quick, we got to do this last one because my laptop sucks and it's at 7%, and the Chargers need to get a new charger for it. We're going to do Giants.
My iPad's at 7%. We're right there together, bro. It's all beautiful. Right.
Giants Cowboys, Sunday Night Football. Oh man, it's like I have the Giants defense, and I want I want them to stop the Cowboys, and I think this isn't going to be a high scoring game. This is not going to be high scoring.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think first game of the season might be a little sloppy both ways. Both ways,
absolutely. I will always – it's so hard to be unbiased right here because I think I hate the Cowboys more than I love the Eagles, if that's possible.
I hate both of these teams equally as much. Like, I understand the Cowboys hate, and they honestly, in our lifetime at least, haven't been too much of a thorn in our side. Like, the Giants have 2 Super Bowls in the last 10 years. The Giants have a winning record against the Eagles over the last 10 years. Like, oh man, Eli pisses me off so much, as you could tell in that one stream.
Yeah, you convinced me though that Tyrod Taylor is the better quarterback than Eli Manning.
Ty God, baby. Ty God.
So if I had to predict anything, it's that the Giants will win this one 17-10. Evan Engram, the rookie tight end, will get his first career touchdown in this one.
I like that. That kid looks real good. That could be scary.
I'm just waiting for one of my tight ends to fuck up.
I still think the Giants are the only team to beat the Cowboys twice last year. Well, they beat them twice last year. The Cowboys went 13-3.
Yeah.
And 2 of the losses were to the Giants.
Yep.
So maybe Eli and Bob McAdoo has their number, but I don't know. I feel like with the emotion behind the game that the Cowboys go out there and take care of business, especially at home.
Yeah.
But my prediction will be Ezekiel Elliott tears his ACL, misses the year, and then still has to serve 6 games next year.
Very good.
Poetic justice, baby.
Nice prediction. I love it.
Poetic justice. 18 straight games, no Ezekiel Elliott.
I love it. Fucking love it. So there we have it. we only differed on one game. We differed on the Seahawks-Packers. And I guess we'll find out who is right in that sense. And I'm sure, like you said, we'll be texting back and forth. First episode of Chalked Up in the books. How's that?
Chalked up, baby. We
awesome.
talked some chalk. I must say I am unbelievably excited for Sunday, as I imagine you are too.
Football's back. And all the shit talking and all the fantasy football shit talking. Football is fucking back, and I can't be more excited. I couldn't be more excited.
And just knowing what you're going to do every Sunday, that I'm just going to be planted in front of the TV, watching the Eagles at whatever time they're on, and watching Red Zone the other 7 hours of the day.
The greatest invention ever. Yes.
It's the greatest thing. It just makes there's 18, 17 straight amazing Sundays.
It's lovely. Jared, you want to plug away?
I can throw some plugs out there. Broadcast presents Notes on Notes with Jared and Toph. First build, that's me, Jared. Comes back September 18th with Macho Man, which is Toph's anniversary, by the way, but more importantly, Macho Man Randy Savage album Be a Man is getting reviewed by myself, second build Toph McCann, and special guest Mr. Mike Butler.
What's up? I'm so excited. Can't wait.
Look out for that, because that's going to be super fun. You know, the same old stuff that Toph says. iTunes, like us on iTunes.
Yeah.
Give the Facebook a like. Twitter is at Broadcast Podcast and at Notes on Notes Bro, because some bitch in England took at Notes on Notes. I still want it. Broadcastpodcast.com. Go on there. Check that out. Broadcastpodcast.com.spreadshirt. Go get some T-shirts, baby.
Yeah, buddy. That's right. And those Fireside Chats T-shirts, they're going to be coming soon, hopefully, one day.
They're definitely coming. We're going to make that happen.
Guys, make sure to follow me on Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. It's all going to be in the description below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Tomorrow, which if you're listening to this would be today, Saturday, depending if I want to drink or not, I might do a stream of Madden. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the beer says. Jared,
check this man out, man. Check this man out. The streams get super lit. The chat is always super fun. Mike's always cool with interacting with his fans. So come on and hang out. Come on and hang out with us for a little bit.
It's always a pleasure. Jared, thank you so much for being my guest. I've always wanted someone to talk to, football style, football stuff, and now football's back, we can do that. And I'm sure if you're down, I'll love to have you on again next week, and we can continue our prediction contest and everything like that.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me. Love talking football. I'm a nerd for this stuff when it comes around. So anytime you want to have me on, I'm sure this will not be the last time. We got 4 months of football to talk about, my man.
Can't wait. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you later.
Chalked up.
Yeah, buddy.
Later.
Awesome.